YouTube. I hope you all are having a great day, enjoying the postseason. I'm going to let our good buddy Chance. Chance was not expected to be here tonight. But now, Buddy is here. So I'm going to let him take the hockey talk this week and pretty much gets to say everything that he texted to me earlier. So, Chance, buddy, take it away.
Please hold the applause. It's too much. I wish I had that on the golf course today. Oh well.
Was it nice shooting Soldier Day for you?
No, it was actually a solid day. I didn't lose one golf ball. I didn't lose any.
Proud of you, buddy.
Yeah. Played a par 5 and part of the best drive of my life, right down Broadway. Had like 225 into the green. I was like, my dad was like, "You just gonna lay up?" I said, "The fuck I drive all this way for?" And it absolutely just topped. Then absolutely topped the 3 with like 15 feet. Like, well, really got into that one. It would have looked good if I made solid contact.
Dog barking threw you off.
Yeah, we probably would have had to check the hole. But, well, technically the second round is, how would I put this? Over and not over. I mean, the scheduling for the second round was god-awful. I mean, credit. We'll start with Carolina. Credit to Carolina. They did what they had to do. They swept Philly. And now they get 8-9 days off. It's the 5th team ever to start 8-0 in the playoffs. The last team being the 85 Oilers, who went on to win the Cup. So, they're in some pretty good company. But I'll start with this. I don't think the Metro was that bad this year. I just think Carolina has found a different gear this year. I know the big question mark every playoffs going into it for Carolina is, are they going to have that superstar talent to take them over the hump? And you look at it on paper. You got Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, Jacob Slavin. You add Nikolai Ehlers in the offseason, Stankoven, Taylor Hall, former first overall pick, Hart Trophy winner. So they do have the star talent, but an actual game changer, they still don't have that like some of these teams do, especially out west.
Mm-hmm.
But they just have a different gear this year. Everybody questioned, why are you starting Anderson when Bussy has been your guy all year?
That's why.
Just basically Rod said, "Fuck you, hold my beer. I know what I'm doing."
Yeah.
Also, this is a pretty crazy stat.
I'll murder your family.
Rod Brindamore, out of the 96 playoff games in Carolina history, he has played or coached in 94 of them.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's an insane stat that we'll probably never see again. I mean,
That definitely feels like one of those unbeatable records.
I don't even call it a record. It's just one of those. That's a good trivia stat at a bar on a Wednesday night.
That's something that they're not going to get on Jeopardy.
No, that's just, you either know it or you don't.
Yeah. Do you know ball or do you not, or do you know puck in this situation?
He knew ball. I mean, I had no idea until they put it on Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter has crazy stats.
Yeah. I want to say this is Carolina's year, but we'll get into a team that they're probably going to see next round. But Philly, a team that was also picked to finish in the bottom 10 of the league, another lottery team that really just came out of nowhere. I think they're building something pretty bright with Rick Tocchet there. The big storyline all summer.
What did Rick Tocchet put in that water when he got there?
I don't know, the same thing he put in Vancouver's water.
Rabies.
His wiener.
Yeah, shoot good rabies.
That was two completely different directions there, Bobby.
It's two completely different teams when you look at it, but he played in Philly. He loves the city of Philadelphia. So I think this job really means a lot to him, and the way he got that group going down the stretch. One of the hottest teams after the Olympic break. Credit, they're how do I put this? They're like LA, but they didn't get the loser point. They got the extra point because all their wins were shootouts. So they had very little regulation wins all season, but still, nonetheless, it's a rule. You get the extra point for winning.
Hell, without that rule, they wouldn't have been in the playoffs.
Yeah, if they just went on based off regulation wins, yeah. But the big question for Philly all summer is going to be Michkov. What do they do? Healthy scratch, game 4. They called up a kid, made his first NHL playoff appearance in game 4. It's just going to be interesting to see what Philly moves in that direction. I don't think Michkov's a bad player. I think he's got the potential to be a very good player in this league. But, you come from Russia, the language barrier, it's a different style of game over here. It's a lot faster. The thing was, he didn't come into camp in shape.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he was trying to make up and get into game shape during the season, which is tough to do.
Didn't they bench him during the last series against Pittsburgh once or twice?
Yeah, he benched him game 5. Got a healthy scratch. So there's definitely some turmoil there between Michkov's camp and the Flyers. Could be somebody that they look to deal over the summer. I don't know if the haul is going to be that crazy. I think Philly could at least get a second rounder out of that. They're most likely.
What would the going rate be for more of a pest than a hockey player at times?
Right, but you also don't know. This just might be a bad situation. We never saw Cutter Gauthier in Philly, so we don't know what it would be like for him, because he just demanded a trade in college, said, I'm not coming unless you trade me. And Philly's got some players to re-sign. Zegras was on a 1-year deal. They're going to have to re-sign him. Drysdale's going to need to be re-signed. If Martone can do what he did in the small sample size that he had, that's going to be a hefty contract coming up in the next few years. So there's definitely some things that Philly's going to have to look at over the summer. But I don't know. Well, this will be for next year, but I don't know if they're going to be back to where they were. Because I just look at some of the other teams that were that close this year, and I think they're just going to take another step forward. But good season for Philly. For some fans on Twitter that I see calling for Rick Tocchet to be fired because he's not a good coach, for benching Michkov.
Literally led you to the playoffs after you were down and out of it.
Yeah, and some Flyers fans just have a weird obsession with Michkov. I think with what they see Demidov doing in Montreal, they think that Michkov can do that. I don't know. They just got a weird obsession with him.
Yeah.
So
I don't see him having the same skill as Demidov.
No. I think Demidov is a completely better player. The playmaking ability with Demidov is unreal. I think we're looking at another Kaprizov type player in Demidov. But And then, too, the Philly fans that followed Rick Tocchet and followed him to a bar and took a picture of him while he was having a drink after he just got swept. Like,
Leave the man alone.
get a life.
Yeah. Go do something.
Just get a life. He did all he could. At the end of the day, it's on the players to go and perform.
Invested in that game, in that series, as anybody. Like,
he's more invested than the fans.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chan, I'll agree with you. This is a very important offseason for Philadelphia in terms of what does next year look like. Oh, Buddy just got absolutely jacked with a puck to the face.
Yeah.
Oh, McKinnon.
I mean,
damn.
Get him off the ice.
You mentioned those teams that were close that didn't quite make it. Which of those teams do you think is the biggest threat? I mean, because really, you look at a few of them. Oh, we gotta get a fucking goalie. I do love that Rick Bowness is coming back. I think that adds an extra element for Columbus.
Yeah, like if they didn't bring back Bowness, I definitely thought like a Bruce Cassidy or a Waugh. Like those two are the big market, the big name coaches out there on the market.
The big hard-nosed coach. I think we need a very hard-nosed coach, and I think Bowness is going to turn into that.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, we saw him in Winnipeg. He called out his players in Winnipeg after the Vegas series, his last year in Winnipeg. I mean, this guy is a no bullshit kind of guy. I think too, like with Columbus, once you guys get the goaltending, I think Fantilli needs to take that next step. Didn't really see it this year, but I mean, I still think the talent is there. I think he's going to be a 30, 35 goal scoring type of guy. I think his shot, he needs to lean more into his shot. I think the playmaking is there, but he needs to score. He just needs to score more and get more offense for that team other than Z. I mean, when Z was going, the team was going.
Bringing up Z, should he win the Norris Trophy this year?
Has Hughes ever won it?
Hughes isn't in it. He's not a finalist.
Okay, I didn't even seen the finalist.
Finalists are Makar, Werenski, and Rasmus Dahlin.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Schaefer. I was like, yes, Schaefer was good, but he was not Norris good.
I mean, really, Werenski might get. He's not going to finish top 5, obviously, but he may get a vote for the Calder. I mean, you look at what he meant to that team, or the Hart, yeah. You look at what he meant. You talk about a most valuable player. He was the most valuable player to the Blue Jackets. Like, and they're not even.
I think Z should win it just based off what he did for Columbus, and I mean, I get it. I heard Buchagras when he was interviewed. He looks at the Olympics as well. Some voters won't look at the Olympics at all. I mean, but I think Z should win it. I really hope they just don't give it to Dahlin because of the Buffalo story. Yes, it's a great story.
Or Makar, because he plays on a really good team. Like,
yes, if you take Makar away, are the Avs as good as they are? Probably not, but they're still going to be one of the best teams in the league. You take Z away from Columbus,
loaded. They suck.
Yeah, you're a bottom 5 team. The amount of minutes that Z logs every single night, I mean, he's 23 to 25 minutes a night, top power play, top PK. I mean, I think Z should win it. I just don't think the voters are going to go that way. I think they're going to lean more towards Dahlin.
Well, I guess the last poll they did in the regular season, ESPN did a poll with like some of the actual voters, and Z did finish in first.
I think he should win it. He deserves it.
Plus, I mean, you watch the series. I know it doesn't go into account, but he deserves it. He is an awesome human.
Yeah.
Like, Bobby, I sent you that. I don't know if I said it to Chance and Billy, but here in Columbus, he went to the firehouse with them for the day. Like,
That's dope.
I definitely think Columbus needs to get rid of
I think he deserves it.
Captain.
I think he deserves it, but I kind of agree with Chance. I think they're going to lean on the Buffalo story, and Darlene's going to win it.
And what Darlene went through this year with his wife, for him to even just play this year in general, is remarkable in that sense.
Yeah. I mean,
but most deserving, I think Z is most deserving, because I think Z is a better defenseman than Darlene, offensively and defensively. Maybe not as physical, but
he's not going to go out and hit a bunch of people. But look at some of the plays he made in some of those big time games down the stretch to keep them in it as a defenseman.
The best comparison for Z that I have is Jacob Slavin, the guy that does not throw the body around, but his stick is in the right spot every single time. He doesn't need to throw the body.
I mean, the other thing with Z, too, you look at the offensive skill. I mean, if you want the best all-around defenseman, yeah, Cale Makar is really good on offense. But I think that Z was one of, if not the best, offensive defenseman in the league. And his, like you said, his defense really, it speaks volumes when he does that. Your goalie is protected when Z is back there.
Yeah.
Problem is they can't do much with only one good defenseman. But that's a topic, that's a rant for another day.
Yeah. Another team in the Metro, the last team, I think Jersey. Another year riddled by
Jersey.
Another year riddled by injuries. I expect them to be back, hopefully fully healthy all year long.
Do you think the Olympic excitement and all of that surrounding it kind of hit Jack Hughes a little too hard at times too?
Well, he cut himself at a rookie party and he missed a month and a half and then sat out to get fully healthy for the Olympics. So, and then after, they were down and out of it after. So, it's tough to say. But we'll move on to the other series happening in the East. Montreal holds a 2-1 series lead over Buffalo. Has completely outplayed Buffalo in games 2 and 3. I figured after game 1, you come off an emotional game 7 win against Tampa, a juggernaut in this league. Yeah, you're gonna be met with an emotional letdown. But I think too, Montreal having that first round matchup with Tampa prepared them so well to play against Buffalo. Because they realized
that was a physical series.
And now Montreal has all the time and space. Buffalo's not as swarming on defense as Tampa was. They're just as physical as Tampa, but they can't take away the time and space like Tampa could. So now we're seeing Montreal's offense get going. And Cole Caulfield, if he gets hot, he finally got on the board last night. This series could be over in 5. I think the Lions story is a great story for Buffalo. You pull UPL early in the first series against Boston. Lion kind of takes the team and just runs with the job, and I think you pull them now. I think you give it to UPL game 4. You're on the road in Montreal. Maybe give the team a boost. Maybe give them a little more pep in their step to start the game. Credit, they had a great start. Game 3, scored 53 seconds in, and then just fell apart. Like, you can't blame them for not being ready because they were ready. But Montreal's caused so much problems at the front of the net that Boston never did for Buffalo. I think Boston was just a great story all year. Another team that outperformed where they were supposed to finish. Another team borderline lottery. Just kind of outperformed it all season, and then I wouldn't say it caught up to them because Buffalo was definitely the better team, but it just didn't challenge Buffalo enough. That Tampa challenged Montreal, and Montreal's ready. And also, hot take, this is including college football. The Bell Center is the best atmosphere you'll find in sports, at least in North America. The NHL, NFL, NBA, MLB, and then college football, and even college basketball. Like, the Bell Center is just something else. I'll sit here and argue with you all day about it. I just don't think there's anything like that.
Gets rowdy.
Who?
The Maction games, they get rowdy.
I just don't think you can compare it to the Bell Center. It's just the intro in itself, the carrying of the torch. I mean, you talk about a team that plays into their history so well, and the fans, they just know what the game's about. And Dobish too last night, just in the middle of the 3-star interview, before he could get a word out, I mean, the Olay chants, and he just sits there and takes it all in. I mean, just an incredible moment. I mean, and if Dobish can play like this,
could be the next like superstar goalie we see.
It's tough to even like make that assumption about goalies. 'Cause, I mean, we've seen goalies just get hot one year and then next year just completely fall off a cliff.
Goalies are weird, man.
The year of the Predators, when they went and signed Stamkos, Marchessault, and all these guys, Saros was kicking at a top 5 level, and then they bring all these guys in. He falls flat on his face, and they're a bottom team in the league with all that talent. So, I mean, you just never know with these goalies. It's so weird. I mean, you look at Vasilevsky, yes, his regular seasons are great, but ever since they've won the Cup, they can't make it out of the first round. You look at Florida, the first year they make it to the Cup final. Bobrovsky, they needed Lyon to get him into the playoffs. And the Lion started, I think, the first 3 games, and they're like, let's just throw Bob in there and see what happens. And then he just carries them all the way to the Cup final. I mean, yes and no, I guess. You just got to play it for a year-to-year basis. I mean, it's just tough to know what these goalies are going to do.
Could we see that play out, though, with contracts going forward?
I'll just use, like, from my experience with Bennington, we signed him to a pretty nice goalie deal. I mean, yes, he's great when the lights are bright. When we need him to be there, he's there. But he just doesn't perform sometimes in the regular season. He just gets cold. So, I mean, I think they're going to lock him up, but they still have Jacob Fowler. They still have Montembeault. So, I mean, like, I think Montembeault could be someone that gets dealt. Did you ride Fowler and Dobish? Because we're starting to see a lot more tandems in this league.
Well, I mean, it kind of started with Boston a couple years ago.
Yeah, you had the Vezina winner in Allmark, and then Swayman. I forget what the trophy is called, but the best tandem in the league, they won it that year. And they kind of just rotated in that Florida series. Just like, at some point, you just got to ride with the hot hand. I mean,
Yep.
Montreal rotated Fowler and Dobish all year. Dobish got hot, and they rolled with him. Credit, he has the experience from last year playing against Washington in round 1 when Montembeault got hurt. But at some point, you just got to ride the hot hand. I mean, we're seeing it with Minnesota. Wallstad comes in. Gustafson's been there before. He's played in the playoffs. Credit, he's never won a series. But He's been there. But they ride Wallstad. I get it, Wallstad got pulled for one game. Gustafson lost. You put Wallstad back in there. So I think Montembeau is someone that I would look to be dealt. I don't know his contract off the top of my head. But
do you think the value of one superstar goalie in terms of trade market is going down? I mean, you talk about the tandems. I mean, I look at, teams like Colorado. I look at teams like Columbus who use the tandem. Even Pittsburgh used the tandem after they traded for Skinner. Do you think that the value of some of these superstar goalies trying to go and get one to play is going down?
Yes and no, just because who are you trading is the thing. Like, who is getting dealt? Is it a proven superstar goalie?
I mean, because we keep hearing Connor Hellebuck's name. I mean, if Winnipeg's going to continue to be bad, they're going to have to trade somebody like that.
I think he can get top of the market value. A guy like that. Granted, the playoff success isn't there, but you look what he did in the Olympics. I get it. It's a one game do or die. You need your best. He was at his best. Won us the gold medal. But in the regular season, he just won the MVP last year. And the Vezina. And we haven't seen that since, I think, Carey Price, if I'm not mistaken, was the last person to do that.
I mean, do you think that trade that Pittsburgh made early in the year was to kind of form that tandem? I mean, Bobby, how much did they rotate goalies throughout the year after that? Skinner.
It was pretty much it was basically every other day.
I mean,
I think it's just really based off the team. At least I know in St. Louis, I mean, we were just kind of riding hot, and then if we had a back-to-back, Hofer or Bennington would get the net one night, and then the next night, on the end of the back-to-back, the other one would get it. So, I mean, it's just based off the coach and how they want to play that. You look at Otten.
You're right. I do see more teams trying to go for that tandem. I mean, really, I think that Edmonton kind of overpaid for Jari.
Edmonton has a lot more questions than just goaltending.
Well, we all knew what was going to happen when Draisaitl got hurt.
We can talk about Edmonton for hours, but I like Montreal going forward in this series. I think they win it in 6. I think they win it at the Bell Center. I think Buffalo will win Game 5 at home. But I like Montreal, Carolina in the conference final. Okay, moving on to the games that go on until about 2 a.m. every fucking night. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll start with the series that's going on right now. Colorado, Minnesota. Colorado up 2-1 in the series. Speaking of not giving people their privacy, anybody see the video of Nathan McKinnon swimming in the swimming pool with his goggles and flippers on?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude's just living life, and
supposedly, like, in an interview, like, that's like a swimming workout that, like, people know about but have never seen him do. Like, he doesn't use his arms when he swims. He just uses the flippers.
That makes sense. I mean,
that's like some of his, like, off-season training stuff. I mean, I don't know for sure, but, like, I thought he was just, like, having fun. Like, just messing around with the boys without the cocktails. But obviously every game's crucial, but this third period coming up, I text Billy this, I expected Colorado to come out guns blazing, try and take the commanding 3-1 lead. Wallstad's played extremely well. Colorado's outplayed them pretty much all night. Um, the big guns from Minnesota have stepped up, obviously. Game 3, first game at home. Wallstead comes back in net. You had to have it game. Kaprizov showed out. Quinn Hughes played extremely well. Brock Faber, Boldy. I just don't think it's enough. I mean, this Colorado team, who's really realistically going to stop them? Like, you can only hope to contain them. This reminds me of the year that Colorado went on to win the Cup final. Was it 22? Yeah, because they beat Tampa to prevent them from the three-peat. I mean, they rolled through Nashville. They beat St. Louis in 6. They rolled through Edmonton. They swept them. I think they beat Tampa in 5. And I think we're looking at that similar cup run that they had that year. And to McKinnon's pissed off. He's a different animal after this Olympics. I mean, you missed a wide open net to probably win it for Canada.
Yeah, he took that miss personally. He took that very personal.
Yeah, and then getting the stuffed animal after, just looking at it, I'm surprised he didn't rip the head off of it.
He might have. He might have taken it home and done that. I don't know.
He might have. I would not be surprised. But good thing for Colorado in this series is they've kind of figured out the power play. Credit Minnesota's PK has been god-awful. I mean, that's the only reason Dallas was scoring in round 1, because Minnesota's PK was that bad. So sometimes you need a little get-me-up. And 2, Minnesota plays the style Colorado wants to play. They want to play the run and gun. LA round 1, they knew they were going up against Goliath. They had no shot. I mean, their only hope was to keep it as low scoring as possible and hope you just get a bounce or two and you might steal a game, but that was about the only thing they were going to steal. Minnesota, I think Eriksson Ek is back tonight. I haven't really been following the game, but still no Brodin. They need definitely Eriksson Ek, but if no Brodin, another shutdown defenseman that they need. It's definitely an uphill battle for Minnesota. I like Colorado in 6 in this series. It's tough to even really say what Minnesota can really do. I mean, you can only hope to contain this team.
Yeah.
The speed that they have, the firepower they have, the 4 lines deep. It's just a different animal in Colorado.
They are just that damn good.
Yeah. I mean, I know we brought up what McCarr with the Norris debate. I mean, you look at game 1, he gets banged up, then comes back and just lights Minnesota on fire. I mean, at times McCarr can be a game. He can be a game breaker.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at Quinn Hughes, game 3 was a game breaker. Not saying that does anything for the regular season, because that's what these awards are based on, is regular season. What did you do then? But you just see the capability that they can bring in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Credit. We haven't seen Z in the playoffs in recent memory. But
He was on those teams that played the Lightning.
Yeah, I said in recent memory. My memory only dates back to 3 years. If that.
Oh, Jesus.
But, yeah, I like Colorado coming out of this series. Definitely in 6. All right, moving on to the final series, the one that pains me all the time. Well, not pains me. I love watching both these teams play, but you feel it in the morning waking up because they're on till 2 a.m. Just like Jesus Christ. Can we just get it over with? That sometimes. But
Isn't that what
series
girls
tied.
normally say to you?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. They just fake it. Make me feel good about myself. But Anaheim, Vegas, series tied 2-2. Both teams, they split at home. Mitch Marner has gotten a lot of flack for his playoff performances, especially in Toronto. Definitely unwarranted based off what he's doing in Vegas. He leads the playoffs in scoring. So, Toronto media can put that in their pipe and smoke it. It's easy for Toronto to make him the scapegoat, hometown kid. You needed somebody to blame. And sometimes it was warranted. I mean, their core 4 that they called it, some of the highest paid players in the league at the time, certainly did not live up to their contracts at certain points in the playoffs. So yes, some of it was warranted, but Mitch Marner is definitely not the problem for the Maple Leafs. He's just an absolute unreal player. The vision, the hockey IQ that he possesses, especially on the PK. We saw it in round 1, setting up Brett Howden for shorthanded goals. He's done it in round 2. He had a hat trick game 3. I mean, Dostal should have saved at least 2 of them. It's neither here nor there. A hat trick's a hat trick. I think that was a 5-point night. Can we not put it in the net? My God, what are we doing?
How is that puck not going in?
Jack Eichel, he has 55 points in 50 career playoff games. He's 3rd all time of American-born players with the most points within the first 50 playoff games of their career. He's 3rd all time.
And he's how old?
I'll give you one name that I don't know. I'll give you one name that's not on there that we think is the greatest American-born player. Patrick Kane's not even on that list. He's ahead of Patrick Kane in playoff points. And you look at how many years Kane went to the playoffs.
And
how well he did.
29.
It earned the nickname Showtime.
Yeah.
So, Jack Eichel is in some elite company for American-born players. He also proved it at the Olympics. He proved it at Four Nations last year. I think Four Nations last year really put the stamp of approval that this guy is a top 3 two-way centerman in the world, if not number 1. I mean, I don't know other centermen that rival his ability, the two-way game that he possesses.
Maybe Sid.
Yeah.
I put McKinnon up there too. He plays pretty well both ways.
Yeah. Well, McKinnon doesn't PK, though.
True.
Eichel and Sid both PK.
Chance, I
So
would
I'd
say
give
maybe a guy like Sean Monahan. He's maybe not at their level, but I don't think he's like.
I don't think he's terrible, no. No. Carter Hart, you look at every game that he's had this playoffs, he's bound to have somewhat of a letdown. Not saying that they're complete letdowns, but he has been known to give up a few squeakers here and there in these playoffs. You look at Game 4, there's probably the first goal of the game that was scored for Anaheim. Definitely, I thought should have been saved. I mean, a puck just along the ice from the point. I think he's somewhat of a screen, but it's definitely one he wants to have back. But his bounce-back games have been very impressive for Vegas.
Chance, do you think this Anaheim team is going to be good for a long time?
Yes. I think this team is built for the next 10 years. Because they still have Roger.
We're going to get back to those like Getzlaff and Corey Perry years.
All it took was them for a rebrand. I mean, you just put the Mighty Duck logo back on there. Wow. Who would have thought? But they still got tons of young talent in the farm system. Roger McQueen's probably their best prospect. He'll probably make the team next year. I mean, Leo Carlson's only going to get better. Beckett Seneca, a lot of people who were questioning their pick at 3rd overall was 2 years ago. Who's this kid? No one had him going 3rd overall.
Do you think that Bedard, Carlson, Fantilli draft, that could be one of the best like top 5s we've seen in a long time in the NHL draft?
Yes.
I mean,
I
you
definitely
look
think
at
so.
those 3 alone, and look what they mean to their teams.
Brock Faber was in that draft as well. Not as high, but Faber was in that draft. We're looking what he's doing in the playoffs. It's funny because I heard on Spit and Chicklets, do the Blackhawks regret their decision? Because it kind of leads into the draft this year. Leo Carlson from Sweden was the more all-around player. Yeah, he had the flashy, high-end skill moments that he showed in Sweden, but he was just the hockey IQ, the two-way game. It was just the complete package he had.
The hype of Connor Bedard sway that pick.
And are we going to see this happen with McKenna Stenberg? McKenna, kind of like Bedard. I don't think he's going to be as good as Bedard, but the high-end offensive talent that he shows in spurts is phenomenal.
Who has the 1 pick?
Toronto. Don't even get me started. I could go on a rant like Jason for hours about the draft lottery. That's neither here nor there. We're not going to get into that. We'll be here all night. But McKenna, the high end, the hype around him, the high end play, yeah, it's there. Is he an all around player? Not yet. Stenberg from Sweden, the more complete player.
Right now.
Yes. I think Stenberg, a high-end, complete player, plays on the wing, the hockey IQ. My wet dream, Toronto picks McKenna, San Jose, because they already said that we don't even know if we want to pick at 2. So they're willing to trade down. Because God knows that team is going to be expensive in the next 3 years. Will Smith, Celebrini's going to demand a contract. Michael Misa. I mean, it's going to be an expensive team. And I think San Jose, they need a true number 1 defenseman. I think, Stenberg would complement Celebrini and Will Smith very nicely. But I think if they really want to push like they had this year and sustain that level of play, I think they need a true number one defenseman. But my wet dream is St. Louis trades 11 and 15 and Colton Parayko for pick number 2. We draft Stenberg. We have Otto Stenberg, Ivar Stenberg, the brothers. We have the Sedins in St. Louis. Feed it to me, please.
No.
That will never happen because I thought of it. It makes too much sense. Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's a wet dream. That's why it's a wet dream. Because none of that shit ever happens.
Yeah, we know what some of your other wet dreams are.
Yeah, don't even get me started.
No. Tell us about one of the other ones outside of hockey.
That's for a different time. I just don't want to go into that. Back to the Leo Carlson, Connor Bedard pick. It begs the question: does Bedard have the success that Carlson is having in Anaheim because of the pieces around him are much better? The farm system is more complete, a more well-balanced organization, and the better coach.
And there's not the pressure of completely turning a franchise around.
Correct.
That's
and
the
does
pressure.
Leo Carlson have the same success that he's having in Anaheim, in Chicago, with less pieces around him?
And all that added weight of, hey, you're coming in to turn our franchise around for the better. That's not easy pressure. I think we've been, Bobby, you and I have been spoiled by this. By two players coming in, not only turning two teams around, but turning an entire sport around. Those shoulders have to carry a lot of freaking weight. Not everyone's cut out to do that.
Okay, let me just backtrack you there, Billy. There are very few players that are truly generational talents.
Yes. I agree with that. That's
not a generational talent.
Yeah, that's in every sport.
Yes. He's a generational goal scorer.
Right.
Sidney Crosby was playing 5 years ahead of his age group at like 12.
Yeah.
Truly a generational talent. Connor McDavid, truly a generational talent.
One of one.
Yes. McKinnon, another truly one of one player.
Yes. 100%.
We don't see these guys very often.
No.
Not saying Connor Bedard cannot be a superstar in this league.
Right.
I think Leo Carlson is way on his way being a superstar in this league. I will not be surprised if Leo Carlson will be the next West Coast Anze Kopitar. A true two-way centerman. The elite skill level. I think Carlson's going to be a 90-point type of guy. I think Leo Carlson can win the Selke. I mean, we're looking at the next Bergeron and Kopitar type player in Carlson.
Yeah. I'm not saying Bedard is a generational talent. I don't want to get that confused. But you are not drafted number one overall to be a depth piece, is what I am saying.
Well, Bedard's not going to be a depth piece. I think Bedard's definitely going to be somebody.
Right. I'm just saying the pressure of whatever franchise you're drafted for first 5 rounds, like Toronto. Even with all of the pieces that Toronto does have, you're still getting drafted to turn shit around.
Toronto's got a lot more problems than you think.
Oh, yeah. But you're still being drafted number one overall to help turn shit around.
Let me just pull a John Elway and say, I don't want to go there.
Might. But that's all I meant. Like, not everyone is built for, and we see this in every sport, not just the sport of hockey.
I think, too, when you get drafted that high, it's all about the situation you're going into.
Yes.
I think
Chicago's a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Has been for a while.
yes, I back to Jason's question. I think Anaheim is set for the next 10 years with the talent that they have. What the hell, ESPN?
Okay, so your screen went black too. All right. I was like, what?
Yeah, my screen went
have
black.
that feel to them, Chance.
Yeah.
Like those Anaheim teams that we grew up with had a certain feel to them. This team, I think, kind of brings that back.
What did I tell you, Billy? Two years ago, this Anaheim team is a fun team, but sucks to watch. Like they are gonna be good.
Yeah.
They're just a fun suck.
Yeah.
Now they're fun good.
Yeah, and to add on to what you said, they didn't make the playoffs. What was it, 8 years ago? So this has been
2019.
Yeah. So this is
last year they made it.
Something like that. This has been a process for them, and I think the front office and the owner and everyone in that deserves a very big round of applause if they do end up going multiple playoff runs, deep playoff runs, maybe a cup or two, right? If that does happen, like you said, where the next 10 years is just bliss in Anaheim, they deserve so much credit because they would have done this right with how they tore everything down, essentially, right? And then they slowly rebuild. This is what the rebuild has looked like. And Chance, like you said, this team not winning a lot was not a whole lot of fun to be an Anaheim Duck fan. But man, oh man, if you were just stumbling upon, couldn't sleep a hockey game, what an answer. Stumbling upon a game late night, you couldn't get to bed or whatever, so you just threw on this hockey game. Man, you were like, wow, this team is kind of exciting. But damn, do they not play?
Such a young team 3 years ago. Such a young team. They just don't know any better.
Yeah. And now it's like...
I also think the coaching wasn't as good as what I think what Quenneville has brought.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's come out publicly and said, this reminds me a lot of that early Chicago dynasty.
Yeah. Where
they're slowly figuring it out all together. And then eventually it just turns into something in 3 cups in 5 years. I mean, one of the true dynasties we've seen.
Mm-hmm. And I will quote you, Chance. I remember you saying, this team's not going to be very good for a few years. They're going to be fun to watch. But when it clicks, oh boy, is it going to be terrifying.
Yeah. And
I think it's starting to click.
I think I just pooped my pants.
Oh, dear Lord. Is that our cue?
That's terrifying.
Is that our cue to end the evening?
No, it's fine. For a little bit.
But I agree. And I think Anaheim is built to last. Because I think the front office has done it right.
It's usually more fun when you get a team like Anaheim that's kind of built things the right way. I mean, Chance, I know you don't follow the NBA much. I know you were watching it last year. But, Billy, look at the way that Oklahoma City built in the NBA.
Right, and I think they have a chance for a top 5 pick.
Smart trades. Like, they built the right way, and I feel like Anaheim's kind of done that.
Yes.
They haven't bolstered the draft picks like, Oklahoma City did.
Yep.
But they've done it through the draft. They've done it through the grind of the down years, and I think that's what makes it even more fun and exciting to watch.
Absolutely.
Is knowing what Anaheim had to go through to get to this point.
Yep. And I mean, for Oklahoma City, like you said, they're going to be a top 5 pick potentially this year. Obviously, we have to wait for the draft lottery, but
they don't have a top 5 pick.
But it's high first round.
I think it's like 13.
That's still decent. But you're right. You're right. Absolutely. Teams who do it the right way, rebuild the right way, invest, let their fans know, look, hey, it's going to be a process. There's going to be some ugly duckling years. But trust the process. Trust us. Let us invest this team. Let us make these decisions. And then as a fan, you hope to make them, they make the right decisions. And Anaheim, seemingly, has made the right decisions. Now, only time will tell whether we sit here in a decade and go, boom, yeah. They pushed all the right buttons. They invested in the right guys, right coaches, right everything. You know? Only time will tell. But for now, hey, good start. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. I mean,
The good thing
I did
for
see
them, Chance, is I think they found their goalie to go with this team too in Dostal.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you move
That's
off of
one
Gibson.
Of the toughest things to do.
I mean, moving off Gibson, I mean, credit, he did not want to be there. I mean,
Nope.
I mean, when this show first started, I was always telling Billy, like, when's Gibson going to get traded? Because he just doesn't want to be there. They just couldn't find anybody.
Yeah. Because he wasn't really playing great either. It
He
was
was always hurt.
yeah, always hurt, not really playing great, and then you add that on to, oh, I just don't want to be here. Well, then no one else is gonna want you in that scenario, because is all of that just gonna magically change when you want to be in a place like there you want to be? Maybe the play, but not the injuries. And not the attitude, because it's like, hey, if things go south, well, he's just going to want out of where we are. No one's going to invest in you in that point. Honestly, it just is what it is. Yeah, that was a golden move. You were so stoked when Anaheim did that. It was like, here we go. Anaheim's about to be on the right track.
Yeah, I also saw this on Twitter. Someone got a, like, Gordon Bombay signed jersey.
That's awesome.
But he signed it Emilio Estevez. Motherfucker, if I'm getting a signed Gordon Bombay jersey, I want it signed Bombay. I don't want Emilio Estevez as your signature. I want it Gordon Bombay, please. That goes for any of the Mighty Ducks if I ever see them in public from the movies. If I have your jersey, like Adam Banks, if I see you and I want your autograph, I want it signed by Adam Banks, Cake Eater. I don't want your actual name. No offense to your actual name. I'm sure it's wonderful. Your parents did a great job. But I want the actor's name.
No, you want the character's name.
Yeah, character's name, not actor's name.
Well, that was a hell of a segment. That was a hell of a show. Is that all you got? Oh, Colorado scores again.
Yeah.
I think my rant was the best part of the night.
It might be. I think I don't think I've ever hit the clip button so many fucking times. That was epic.
I think Billy forgot to hit record. I think you have to do it again.
No, we don't. It'll be on
I don't
YouTube,
wanna
don't
hear
you
Chance.
worry.
I don't want to hear Chance get into his rant about
We can do that
lottery.
next week. That can be a next week thing.
Chance, I think the lotteries run the right way. I think the right.
Fuck off.
And with that,
Yeah.
you two, we're out of here. Oh man, we'll see you guys
Oh,
next
dude.
week. Maybe
Honestly, though, like,
there's a chance
nothing
rant
turns me
there.
on more than a good one-timer. God.
I can think of one thing.
Maybe there's a chance rant on the way. We don't know. We'll be back next
think
week
so.
for some more Twitch. If you sat with us, thank you so much.
What do you mean?
Speaking,
You're too scared I'm gonna ruin you.
bring it.
We're out of here. Thank you all
Thank
so
you, buddy.
much.
I was hoping somebody would do that.
Goodbye.